Hey, what's up, guys? Edison here. I just got back from the Hartford Pokemon Regional Championships. Hartford, Connecticut it's not too far away from me in New York, so I went up. I was able to drive up with some friends. It was like a 3 hour drive, I would say, from where I am. So it was really, really nice to be able to go and meet people and play. I ended up playing Lugia Archeops. Yeah, so speaking of the event, we got there on Wednesday. We didn't really do much because we got there pretty late. So I think the real day that we spent some time was Thursday. We went to like some shopping malls in the area. I picked up a couple singles at these malls that I thought were fairly priced. A couple of them were playable cards for my deck that I could swap out. And then we went to, I think this was in West Hartford. So, not far out from the main city, just like a nice little street with some restaurants. It was a nice time. It was super calm, and it was actually kind of nice to go before the event, so you're kind of just chill and easing into it. We went so far out before the actual event start date because if you remember my video on Himeno, it was super hectic. People were lining up a full day before, like almost 24 hours beforehand, to try to get into the Himeno signing. So we kind of thought that ARIGA would be on a similar level, so we wanted to get there early enough. That wasn't the case. They just did an on-site SMS like raffle, essentially. It was just random lottery. You would get assigned a spot. But yeah. We didn't know that going into it. We already booked the Airbnb when that news came out. And then, Friday we go in, we sign up for the SMS queue, we do a little shopping at the vendors. And I guess I'll show you the stuff that I picked up from the vendors. The vendors are just tough. I mentioned in the past, it's kind of cool to look for Japanese cards. And that's pretty much the only thing I picked up. It was these Best of XY reverse hollows. These aren't the crazy, like really, really good ones. This is Fairy Energy, which I thought was relatively cheap. It's really nice. Fairy Energies are just a cool card. It's really the reverse hollow pattern that's sick with these cards. Here's the Jolteon, Best of XY reverse. A lot of these have been re-sleeved and card savored. I'm going to try to send them off to PSA for grading, but really nice. They're pretty clean too. That's my biggest thing about why I like shopping in person, is because you can inspect the cards thoroughly, take them out the sleeve, shimmy them around in the light. If you buy stuff online, the photos aren't good, and if you buy from card stores, it's always just stock photos. Here we have a Hoopa Best of XY reverse. This is one I really like. This is White Kyurem. This is a Kawaii artwork, and this is the card that I didn't buy. This was a card that was given to me by a friend of mine, Walker. She knows that I really, really like Slowpoke. I also picked this up just to throw in expanded deck, just $12 Guzma. It was really clean, and the two cards I got from my binder. This is one of my favorites, CP6 Blastoise EX. Just gorgeous Kawaii art with Gyarados in the back, the Vaporeon. So actually, we'll throw that in the binder. And then here's another one. I got this Diancie. A friend of mine, Lance, opened up some Japanese product while he was there. Yeah, I guess we'll close it. I had some footage probably running as I was talking about how like the event hall was. It was pretty packed. 1,100 Masters players, so 18 years and older. That's a shit ton of players, man. That's a lot of people there that play the Pokemon TCG. It's always fun. One of the best parts about going to these, though, is just being able to talk to the person you're versing or the people at your table and kind of picking up some things and seeing how big of a hobby. So now let's get to the signing. There was an SMS queue on Friday that you just had to show up to the event at any point throughout the day, put your name down and your phone number, and you would get a text that night letting you know what group you would be part of. I put my info through, and I got through at group 13. And at first I was a little worried because I thought it was an additional 13 groups, but it was just the 13th overall group, and they had already gone through 4 on Friday, which was kind of a half day. So yeah, with that context, I was really hopeful, and I kind of knew going into it that I would be able to get my 2 cards signed. And that decision was kind of tough. Here were some of like the extras, or the ones that I was on the fence about. This is an all-night party. A friend of mine, Noah, had given this to me as just an option. This is a really cool artwork to me. I think if I were to get it signed, I should have probably bought the Japanese copy to give myself that option. Here we have just this really nice Sableye artwork. Not an expensive card at all, but I just thought I mean, at the end of the day, if you're getting to meet the artist, it really doesn't matter the value of the underlying card. It matters how much you like the art. This is one I was considering because I was trying to do all the Slowpoke or Slowbro cards signed. Like every artist get one of those Pokemon signed by the artist. ARIGA has not officially done a Slowpoke card or Slowbro card. This was like the closest to it. This guy dressed up as Slowpoke, and I bought the full art for good measure. I decided against it last minute. And then this was one that I was still on the fence about. the Lysander Trump. So yeah, the one that I want to show off first is this Aegislash. I mentioned at the beginning there's very few Pokemon TCG artists that have designed Pokemon, and ARIGA is one of those people, and this is one of the ones he's designed, Aegislash. He did the whole line from Honedge to Aegislash, and yeah, I mean, this is just awesome. So this is his artwork of his own creation, and one of the sketch options was Honedge. So I got the Honedge on there. This is also a sketch that I didn't really see many people get done. So that makes it feel somewhat unique. And when I pulled this card out and handed it to him to be signed, he mentioned that this was the first time he had seen this card at the event. So, I mean, to that reason, this is probably the only Honedge on Aegislash card that was done. I loved the way he did it with the coloration. It was a really fair system. You can go on his Twitter. I'll probably have a photo up now of all the combinations you could choose. It was really just, you had to pick one of the Pokemon options he had, and all the colors were pre-done. Everything was pre-done essentially, but it made it really easy. Like, there was a great selection. There was a little something for everyone, and this was so perfect to me, and I really love this card. So it was Lysander's Trump card, but then I brought Karen's Best of XY full art. I had bought a copy on Macari that looked clean, and it turned out there was a little bit of damage towards the top right-hand corner. This was the PSA 7 copy that was cracked, and when I handed it to him, I had kind of made a mention to him and the translator, Ken, that there was damage on the right-hand side of the card if he could possibly try to cover over it. So he did sign over part of it, just to Edison, HITOSHI, ARIGA. I love how this turned out with the composition. The hair is kind of like a dead space on the card, so I think the filled in really nice with the Mischievous sketch. And the reason I went with Mischievous is that there's two reasons. One part of it is it's his favorite Pokemon. This Mischievous is just his favorite Pokemon. And the fact that Mischievous is a Gen 2 Mon and Karen is the Gen 2 Elite Four, I think it kind of worked there thematically. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. The Aegislash is just a really cool combination. I mean, both are. These are just really awesome. I still can't get over that I was able to get through. I was really afraid going into it that I wouldn't be able to make it. The SMS queue, obviously because I got through and I got my stuff signed, so I enjoyed the system. It's just difficult. Is it perfect? I don't know. I don't know if anything can be perfect with this. It's, maybe you limit it so that people who got the panel can't get through on the SMS queue. Just try to limit it somehow that way, so like every person can walk away with 2 instead of some people walking away with 4. But there's actually quite a few examples too that I know of people who got panel and also got SMS queue. I think that would be a good way going forward to try to equalize it so that everyone can get it. And I also think changing it so that you have to have your name in English, personalized to you, is a pretty good touch, because it just makes sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that's it for Hartford. This video is going to be so long. I got to chop this stuff up. But these were the 2 cards I got signed. It was really nice to meet everyone. I'm from E4 again. I actually got my little E4 pin from Scott PFM, which was nice. And it was the first time I actually really hung out with a lot of the people that I've talked online for over the couple of years. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a nice one. Bye.